Is he your child's father? Oh my God. At one point, I was like searching. Like, I'm trying to go out every weekend. I'm trying to find my man. Lord, where my man at? Where he at, baby? And that's the thing about my boyfriend. Like, that's really my dog for real. Like, that's why it's like, you not going nowhere. The way he treats me, like, the way he treats me, the way he treats me. To love me out loud? Yo, who asked this question? Y'all shouldn't have asked this question. Hey NAYvy, welcome back to my channel, loves. So it has been a minute since I have done a Q&A, y'all. Like, it's been definitely over a year. So today we are back with a Q&A, and I guess this is probably gonna be like a relationship edition because I told you guys to ask me some questions after I recently popped out, okay, saying that I was in a relationship. I popped out with Mr. Man, okay? So if you haven't seen my last Instagram post, definitely go back, catch up. If you've been following along, then you know the vibes. I've been like kind of announced this like over a month ago, but like I actually posted on my feed along with said ask me any questions for a life update, because I was like, you know what, now's the perfect time, because not me popping out with the pop out, y'all came with the questions, okay? Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, of course I was expecting some questions, but like, y'all weren't playing. Like, this got real juicy, real intense. Y'all really went in. Reading through these questions, I actually went through and like freaking organize them so I can like go, you know, gradually get into it. And we're not holding back today, y'all. Like, we're just gonna spill everything. We're gonna give the real life update, what's been going on, like everything y'all want to know in this video. You're gonna know. If y'all want a part 2, let me know. Because a lot of the questions, it's like I can't even get into it how I want to get into it because this video will be so long. But reading through these questions, y'all, your girl had to take a shot before making this video. Like, only because, like, honestly, I'm like, dang, am I gonna have to get vulnerable? Like, right here, right now. Like, this is the type of stuff y'all asking? Yeah. Let's get a little loose. So we'll see how long this video ends up being, but there are like a good amount of questions and I really want to get to all of them. So let's get into it. How do you stay motivated as a mom? I get burnt out quite often. When it comes to motherhood and balance and getting burnt out, it's so easy to fall into that space. So it's like you have to stay on track and just like mentally make sure you're good. And like also physically, like you have to have like some type of schedule, some type of order, some type of balance. I'm naturally just a very like punctual, orderly, organized type of person. So it kind of comes natural, and I don't like overthink too much, don't stress too much, overdo it. It's just like you got to do it. Like, find the balance, have a schedule, get it done. Like, and also I meant to say, y'all, a lot of these questions are kind of repetitive. So I'll kind of answer them in like groups, if that makes sense. But, or I organize them based on like topics so that it kind of just flows better. So with that being said, of course I've still been posting about my lupus journey on my other platforms, but it's been a minute since I've talked about it on here. So I do have a few questions about lupus. So what made you so strong despite lupus? Having a child to raise alone, really, what made you strong? And also, how do you manage being tired from lupus and motherhood? So I did have my shortcomings when it came to lupus around the time when I was first diagnosed and just getting into the hang of like going to my appointments and also being a mother. So like, stress is a trigger for lupus. So it was a lot on me, like all at once, to try not to stress, but you're trying to be a mom along with readjusting to this new life of having to take pills and staying away from the sun and wearing sunscreen every day and just all of this stuff on me and going to appointments, all this stuff that was new to me, along with balancing being a mother and trying not to stress, because stress is also a trigger for lupus. Like, it's just a lot. So it just took time. Like, that's really what it was. It was time, and it was a mental state too, because I'm like, no one's gonna freaking sit here and baby you. You have what you have. According to the doctors, it can't be cured, only treated. deal with it. Like, I really had to put my big girl panties on and be like, girl, like, this is life right now in the moment. Do what you can, cope with it. And yeah, like, that's just what it is. But it definitely is a mental thing. I don't want to just say, oh yeah, you gotta be strong and just, you know, but like, seriously speaking, it is mental. So you have to change your mindset. If you have to just seek other ways to just find peace within your situation, then do that, because it's more so of a mindset than anything else. So easing into some more questions, these are kind of like my relationship and lupus. Like, how do those go hand in hand? So does it affect your relationship in any way? You having lupus, how does your partner feel about it? And someone said, I have an autoimmune too. How did you build trust or know he was ready to hold space for your life? Illness, family. So I will say, you guys, like, I really make dark humor out of this all the time. Like, if you look at my TikToks and stuff like that, it's like me just saying, like, when you pop up with lupus, when your bae didn't know you had lupus, and then you show him your bald spots, like, haha, whatever, like, kind of joking about it. But seriously speaking, I am so blessed to have a partner who really, like, just respects everything that comes with me. Like, me, my lifestyle, what I live with, and same vice versa. So it's like, that is a topic that we have been like very vulnerable about, along with many other things. But he's well aware. Like, actually, like, one of the first conversations that we had was him literally asking, like, because he knows someone who also has lupus, and it came up in a discussion. So he brought it up to me later on, like, how can I be of guidance with your situation? Like, what do I need to know? What are the ifs and the ands? What are the just in case? Like, what should I be aware of? Like are there going to be random hospital runs? Like, you know, like, all of that stuff is, he brought it to my attention, actually. Because me, honestly, I'm the type of person that's just kind of like, I have it, this is what I do, this is my daily routine. Like, I'm not here to ask for sympathy or ask for guidance or any type of aid for it. It just is what it is. I'm gonna deal with it on my own. So it wasn't even really in my thought process to even make it like a thing. But I did realize that, you know, you two basically are becoming one, and a lot of things will overlap as time goes on and in certain situations, especially if you're living life together. So that conversation really meant like a lot to me, to know that he even like cared enough to want to help in any way that he could. So I think it's more so, did I answer the question? I don't know. I think I did. That conversation is how I knew he was ready to hold a space in my life when it even came to sickness. Because honestly, not everyone is used to that. Like, not everyone comes from that or knows how to deal with it moving forward. So it's definitely a learning curve. Oh, I skipped this question, but it kind of went with the other one. How are you juggling it all? I am a single mom with lupus looking for Mr. Right. Okay, so the next couple of questions. If you've seen my post, you know I recently went on a vacation, my first vacation, his first vacation too, actually. So we had a blast. Stay tuned for the vlog. I'm telling y'all, I'm dropping the vlog in a few days, and like, a good time. That's all I gotta say. But anyways, just a little context for where these questions are coming from. Did you miss your baby on vacation? How much or how little? How was your vacation? Who watches your baby when you're away? Great questions. Yes, I freaking missed my baby on vacation. And y'all, I didn't even have service because we went on a cruise. So it was like, oh my gosh. I was like, please, when we land in the Bahamas, please let me have like a little bit of service. And I did have a little bit, and I was able to call him. I was able to call Kyson and speak to him for like a little bit, but even then the connection was like so crappy. It was like, oh my gosh. But it was like, I did need the break as well. So I wasn't like literally crying and thinking about him the whole time. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie like, like I was just desperately missing him. Like, it wasn't that, but also I did miss him because I'm just so used to hearing his little raspy toddler voice every day. But that gave me a peace of mind that one day that I did have service and I was able to talk to him. So yeah, it was a good little balance. And who watches Kyson while I'm gone? Definitely my family, y'all. Like, my family is literally the definition of it takes a village, because as parents, we do need that break. We do need to travel with our kids, but also without our kids. Like, we just need to detach sometimes and reset. I came back like, let's go. Like, what do you need? Like, I am full mommy mode right now. Like, I'm ready. Like, reset. Like, I feel good. Like, I got me a little sun, a little beach, a little bay action. Like, everything was great for the whole week. So I'm back and I'm ready. Like, I had to reboot. And sometimes we just need that as parents, because you get so, like, going back to one of the first questions, like, you get so burnt out. It's like, how do you do it? That's another way. Just, like, taking a step back and, like, doing things that make you happy. Like, traveling makes me happy. Being on the beach makes me happy. Like, that's why I took that birthday trip, that solo trip. I just wanted to be on the beach. I just wanted to be away. I wanted to go to the spa. I wanted to do things that made me remember who I am, who I was before being a parent. And then I could tap back into it, because the reality is you still gonna be a parent at the end of the day, okay? So whatever you need to do to keep that in mind is what you need to do. And with that all being said, the vacation was great. Like I said, you just gonna have to watch the vlog. I would say you had to be there, but technically y'all are gonna be there because I recorded pretty much everything. So, oh, real quick, tips on spots or tours to check out in the Bahamas. I will be going in June. So, like I said, we did go on a cruise. So, the places that we went was kind of like, I guess, tourist friendly. But it was still a good time. Like, wherever we landed at, whatever area that was, they did a good job. Because, I mean, there was different places you could go once you landed. Like, we actually took the boat to another part of the Bahamas on the first day when we were in when we were in Nassau. We went actually somewhere like 30 minutes away to go have a dolphin encounter, which was freaking amazing. But it's like you have so many options once you're there. So I'm not like a Bahamas expert, but one area that we went to was Blue Lagoon, and then of course we like landed in Nassau and Coco Cay, and they were both amazing from my experience. Okay, y'all, it's time for some juicy questions. I'm nervous. Oh my god. Y'all, why y'all asking me this? Ugh. Okay. How did you know your boyfriend was the one? Whew, where do I start, y'all? The easy answer is it's a feeling. Like, when you know, and I know y'all hear this all the time. I know it sounds so cliche. You see it in posts, you hear people say it, but this is some real stuff, y'all. Like, I can't even, now that I'm experiencing it, when you know, you know. Like, it is a feeling that's like so different. Like, obviously I've been in other relationships in the past, way back when, but like, and yes, I may have been like young or whatever, but it's like, it was never this feeling. To feel so secure, to feel so happy and just so vulnerable with that person and open, and when you just align so much, like, that's how I knew personally. And I can only speak for myself. And also, let me just say this before getting too deep into some of these questions. I am not a relationship expert now that I'm in a relationship. I'm not like, I don't have all the answers, but this is me speaking from my experience and y'all asking me about my personal, you know, my personal life. So to answer the question, I knew my boyfriend was the one just based on our basic conversations, how aligned we are, and like our chemistry. Like, y'all, the chemistry? Bro, stop. Yo, the chemistry? What? Like, the vulnerability, the conversations that we have, the level of respect that's given both ways, the way he treats me, like, the way he treats me, it's a flex. And I'm talking about in private, in public, it don't matter. To love me out loud? Yo, who asked this question? Y'all shouldn't have asked this question. This whole video could be the answer to this question because I could go on and on. But that's how I knew. That's how I knew. Okay, is this your first relationship since you've been with your baby daddy? If so, how does it feel? Yes, it is. How does it feel? Y'all, it feels freaking amazing. Like, I am in my happy phase. Like, I haven't felt like this in years. Like, I've literally sat with myself and sat in my feelings and just like, it's so crazy. Like, every time I speak on him, you know, to people in my personal life, it's like I end up crying. Like, I know I'm freaking emotional, but it's like, bro, and that's why I'm like, I'm not even gonna cry in this video. Like, I had to take that little shot so I could be more like uppity instead of like mellow and like, because I just get so emotional because like it's like, wow, like this feeling is something that I've been wanting to feel for a while. And we'll get into that because I'm going to make a whole nother video. I've gotten questions on like dating again after having a baby and is it hard to date and things like that. So we're going to get into all that. Don't worry. I'm not going to leave y'all hanging on that. But just to, sometimes when you are seeking something so much, like a certain feeling, because I've always been like a hopeless romantic, even while I wasn't in a relationship and trying to date and stuff like that. I've gone through many phases, and one of the phases was me just being a hopeless romantic and knowing that I want a certain type of love and I know how happy it makes me, but not finding it can make you feel low, if that makes sense. So that's when I had to go into my other phase of just my self-love journey or whatever. But with all that being said, like, to have that feeling now and it be so genuine and not forced and just so authentic with someone, like to feel secure with doing life with someone, like there's no better feeling when you can freaking wake up happy every day and not have all these toxic worries in your head. To answer the question, it feels great. How'd you overcome the fear that this might fail like the last did, if you did? To be honest, I did have those thoughts because I am human. I am a female. I am emotional. I am a slight overthinker at times. Been working on that. And it is hard to go back into something after you have failed at it before. And not only failed at something before, but failed hard. Like, got knocked out. Like, on the floor. Life beat you up type situation, like, because at one point, that's the space that I was in, y'all. I told this man, oh my gosh, this is so funny, because it was one morning and Money Long was playing. Y'all already know, Hours and Hours was playing, and I was singing or whatever, and the part that came on, I had to pause the music. I told this man, I said, that is facts.
These niggas almost made me quit. What Money Long say?
They almost made me quit, for real. I was about done. I said, if I don't find my person, if my person don't come to me, if God doesn't show me my person, hey, I'm not doing this no more. And that's facts. And nothing's wrong with that either. I'm not saying everyone must be in a relationship. I'm not saying you have to be in a relationship to be happy. What I'm saying is, y'all niggas had one more time. One more. Because at this point, I was making posts talking about I was asexual. Okay. Back to the question. I overcame the fear because you can't live in fear. I did have those thoughts and I did go through a phase of fearfulness, but I had to overcome it because if not, you'll just be stagnant. And that's not even just with relationships. That's with anything. What's the key to being in a healthy relationship according to you? Okay, so according to me, keywords, I would definitely say communication. Like, so many things can be solved and fixed and mended just by having a simple conversation. Like, if you don't know how to communicate at this big grown age, learn how to communicate, because you're just making your life toxic in a way, because it's just like you won't get through these things that you're bumping heads about because you can't talk about it in a mature way. Like, if you just shut things out, and that's what has happened to me in the past, where it's just like things just stay where it is, things build up, like it just gets worse if you don't just talk about it to begin with. And me and my boyfriend already had this conversation like from the beginning, like we don't want to argue. Like, everything that we kind of set in stone and like talk about and say and come to terms on like how we view things moving forward, literally to this day, like we've stuck by it because we made an agreement on how we want to operate. Like, it's that simple. Like, a healthy relationship should be easy. It shouldn't be stressful. It shouldn't be like, when I tell you guys, I used to think like a healthy relationship was more so about the social media perspective of it and just like what you see on posts and stuff like that. It's so easy to get caught up in that stuff. I'm happy in real life, bro. Like, that is why I'm openly sharing my relationship. That is why I speak so highly of my relationship, because I'm happy in real life. But it's like, a lot of times when stuff like this happens, it's like, you know your self-worth, honestly, ladies. And dang, I'm trying not to even get into like this whole relationship thing, because this is going to be in a whole nother video. But it's like, real quick, I just have to say, like, so many times it's like, you know your worth. Like, you know what you desire in a man. And it's like, you have to I don't even know. Whatever you want to call it, however you view it. If you want to view it in a godly way, you have to pray on it. You have to, write it down and make it plain. What scripture is that? Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you want to view it in a worldly way, manifest it. Like, speak it into existence. You know what's toxic and what's not. Like, there's a big difference, y'all. When I tell y'all, there's a big difference in feeling when you're in a toxic relationship and when you're in a healthy relationship. You move so different when you obey God. I'm trying to tell you, y'all. When you listen to God and you are obedient and he presents something to you that's healthy and that is for you, you're gonna know. And so that's just the space that I'm in. Like, I can easily say with pride that my prayers have been answered. Because honestly, it came to a point where I stopped searching. Like, at one point I was like searching. Like, I'm trying to go out every weekend. I'm trying to find my man. Lord, where my man at? Where he at, baby? He ain't at my house. He ain't in my neighborhood. Or is he? I started to think he could have been in my neighborhood. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I say, hey, maybe he's a stay-at-home dad. Like, I'm a stay-at-home mom. And maybe should I go take a jog in the morning? Is that where you're telling me, God? Should I take my son to the playground more? And maybe he'll just bring his daughter to the playground and then that's where I'm gonna find him, at the playground? Cool. Like, I really started thinking, like, where is my man? But I had to change my perspective and say, like, it will come in the right setting, at the right place, at the right time. I don't need to search. I don't need to search. And once I stopped searching and just worked on myself and said my prayers and said what it was that I did want in a relationship for when it did come, it's like it literally presented itself on a silver platter, y'all. And with that being said, that kind of leads into the last couple of questions. How long have you been together? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. We locked in. Yeah. Okay, so how hard was dating while being a mother, time management, and telling the other person you have a child and their reaction? So the first part of that question kind of goes with the other video that I'm probably going to end up doing. But the second half of that question, was it hard telling the other person you have a child and their reaction? So I feel like this all depends on your person. Like, there's been times in the past where it's like, I don't even get to the phase where I can even tell them I have a baby. Like, they don't even get that far because it's like, they don't even care to know. Like, it's that wild out here. But with my person personally, because I know that's what y'all want to know, it was so easy. First of all, he been new. Like, he been new from the time I got pregnant. So I guess there wasn't really a reaction that had to be had, if that makes sense. Like, it wasn't like I had to sit down and have the talk like, well, I have a baby. Like, I didn't have to announce it because he already knew. So I guess with that being said, it was just easier because it's just like he already knew. We've already had a relationship, a platonic relationship in the past. Obviously, my social media, like, honestly, and that's the other thing for me, which is why I hate when you're trying to date and the first thing somebody asks for is your social media. Bro, can you ask me my name? My full name. First and last name. Let's make a challenge. How about this? We start dating. Before you ask for my social media handles, make sure you can pronounce my name right. What's my first, middle, and last name, baby? Like, the basic of the basics. I don't want you to judge me based off my social media. Like, so that's the other thing. I've really never had to even have these conversations because usually, like, people already know based on my social media that I have a child. Or if they try to talk to me through, like, DM or something. Like, I've had people in the dating phase try to reach out through DM and it's like, you see that I have a baby, like, whatever. So I don't even really have to have those conversations where it's like the disclaimer, like, I have a child. But if it did come to that, I had to view it as it not even being a disclaimer. Like, that's not a disclaimer, baby. That's a part of me. Like, that's my other half. That's like, and that's the crazy part about my boyfriend. Like, we had a conversation about this, and one of the things that I had brought up was, like, how much I appreciated his care for Kyson. And he immediately, like, I didn't even get to finish all I was saying because he was just immediately like, of course, like, he comes with you. Like, that's a duo package. Like, what do you mean? Like, I know what I signed up for type shit. Like, why would you even question that being a factor. Like, I don't know. So like that put me at peace. And that's what I'm saying, y'all, with all of this, like the things that put me at peace and the things that put me in a secure space is the actions that I get. Like, I don't have to question anything. I don't have to. If you have to question it, it's kind of like that's a red flag that you know. Like, and once again, like I said, I'm not an expert. Okay, is he your child's father? No. And a few of you guys asked this last question. How did you and NAYvy meet? How did y'all meet? How did you meet Bay? So y'all, I don't even know where to start with this question. Honestly, I'm not even trying to like hold back right now because I really want to tell y'all, but it's only right to tell y'all in a story time, bro. Like, cause our story is really crazy. Our story is really lit. Like, we dapped each other up one time. Like, bro, like, we really go way back. Like, and that's the thing about my boyfriend. Like, that's really my dog for real. Like, like, that's my homeboy at the end of the day. Like, I don't care. That's why it's like, you're not going nowhere. Like, we locked in for real. But on a more romantic level, we met in a very, very organic way. So I'm gonna just give like the short answer, but if y'all want like a whole story time, or like if y'all want me to do one with him, ooh, hold up, we might have just got something started. Okay, let me know if y'all want us to do a story time together, or I could probably just do it by myself. But the way we met is really like crazy. But to answer the question in a short answer, we met in college, like way back, like 6-7 years ago type stuff. Like, so yeah, he wanted me when I was on campus, and he didn't even go to my school for real, but he pulled up to the school and he saw me. Oh, let me not even tell too much. Because also I was like, hold up, who that? Okay, I don't know how long this video is, but that answers all of the questions for this video. If you guys want a part 2, because there's so many more questions, y'all. Like, do y'all see this? Let me just read one of the questions that I'm gonna answer in the next video if y'all want it, just to give y'all a little taste, a little hint of what to expect. And I'll post this like a few days after the vacation too.
Have you let your boyfriend meet your son, or when do you plan to? How is the intercourse life? Woo! Y'all nosy, but I'm gonna answer it.
But anyways, y'all, this was fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. To sum up this whole little, it really was supposed to be like a life update, but like, I guess my relationship has taken over. Or honestly, I think everyone's just in shock because I just like literally never popped out with anybody, probably since y'all been following me. But I really have been like off the charts though, for real. Like, I've just been happy. Like, and this isn't even just to say, like, I was really happy before this, because right before this I was in a stage of just like finding myself, taking myself out on dates, just like enhancing and growing. And as far as just my happiness, like, I've already pulled back just a little from even posting really consistently on YouTube for real, and like update videos and like day in the lives. Even like, I've just been enjoying the moment with Kyson. Like, being a mother has just been so much more effective, I guess, when I'm just in the moment and not recording sometimes. So like, even going back into last year before I was even like in a relationship at all, I've just been in the moment, y'all. So I already knew like it was past due of a life update. But Lupus is doing what it do. Like, I'm just going through the motions, taking my medicine, using my sunscreen, wearing my hats, like doing everything I need to do to basically cope with it. I'm just trying to live in the moment. Like, when I tell y'all, I've just been having so much fun and going out with my best friend. Me and my best friend make sure that we do our consistent outings and dates and stuff like that. Like, we have a good time to make sure, you know, we stay connected. Like, she'll come over to see me and Kyson, and when she's like in the area, we FaceTime literally all the time. Like, then I'm being a mom and just being attentive to my son, and, you know, having those sit down moments without the camera on, and teaching him stuff, and just being in tune with life is where I've been lately, y'all. Like, I've just been really in the moment and freaking happy in real life. bro. Like, and get into the money. Like, honestly, I've been more so trying to get these brand deals and do those type of videos versus like a day in the life and hope it gets views. Like, I'm kind of over that phase. Like, I don't know, y'all. I'm just happy. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for my vacation vlog that's going to be dropping this week. Let me know if you want part 2 so we can really get into more tea. Because that wasn't even, hey, it's some more juicy stuff. And I'm not scared to hold back. So I love you guys. And also, really quick. Thank you guys so much for your kind, uplifting words and feedback. Like, even when I like post on my stories and stuff, the amount of people just talking about how proud they are to see me happy is like, it really, really means so much. And like, even like, bro, like, I don't even know. The conversations that I have, like, just in my personal life and off camera, like my best friend freaking calling me crying in regards to how happy I am when she's not even a freaking emotional person, y'all. Like, she does not cry. I'm the emotional friend. But like, for my best friend to call me crying about how happy I am and how proud she is to see me in this space because she knows what I've been through, for my family to just be so like just happy, and like for me to be genuinely happy, like genuinely, like for real, get out of here. Cheers to a good life. Thank you guys for watching. I love you, Navy. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah.